All right, y'all, what's going on? Goofy Rexy here. Hope everybody's doing well. And as we like to do every single patch, like to go over, review, and talk about the best and the worst from each patch here. A couple of things to talk about, right? We always go talk about the costumes, talk about some of the new features that were added to the game, some quality of life things, and of course, we then go through some of the bad stuff as well. I think one of the biggest ones that's probably going to stand out here, which we kind of already know about, is Zombie Iron Man, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. Let's first, though, dive into and talk about some of the best things from patch 6.5 and then go from there. So first and foremost, you guys know this already, I love me some costumes, and they did not disappoint in this patch at all, right? One of my favorite costume right now, I think probably my favorite costume that I've seen. I think this might be their best costume that they've ever done. It's the magic costume. This costume right here is absolutely pure fire. Oh my goodness. Like this is so aesthetically pleasing. It's not even funny. I mean, from the helmet with then the tail. Now this is a Midnight Suns costume. So kind of a little bit of marketing being done as well as it pertains to the magic costume. However, I like it. I'm looking forward to potentially being able to get this one. I hope it's not too spendy to be able to get it, because of course this just looks really good, man. Oh my goodness, I'm looking forward to this one. Now there's a couple other costumes that were also released as well. There's a Namor costume also that looks really good, right? This is definitely taken from the movie, directly from the movie here. This looks pretty solid as well. Somebody did point out though, it does look like Namor kind of skipped leg day, so somebody got to talk to Namor about making sure that he puts some effort in the gym where that's concerned. But the Namor costume also looks pretty good. There's this one too that's also just utterly ridiculous. This is Drax costume, where this man has a Christmas sweater on, obviously from their holiday special for Guardians of the Galaxy. It's going to be coming out at least some point in time, right in December. This looks absurd and absolutely ridiculous to the point where I want it. I want it. I absolutely want it. I'm a fan. I don't know where I will ever see this because I don't use Drax ever. Maybe I'll manually blitz one time with the team just so I could actually see it. Now he's not showing off his nipples anymore, so it's a little bit more, G-rated. So that's a good thing, I think, right? As far as this is concerned. And then we do have an Iron Man costume. This one is a little bit of a downer for me. I'm not like a huge fan of this one. I feel like there's so many costumes that they could have went with for Iron Man. This one kind of missed the mark for me. It's a little old school, and really, kind of the younger crowd typically tends to like these costumes. I feel like they kind of missed an opportunity here, but it's okay. It's just, and it's also so similar to this one. But listen, I always typically tend to like costumes anyway, so I'm gonna say okay. I'm gonna give him at least a little bit of a nod. Although I would have preferred a better looking one here. Now, another plus I think for this patch and is the Dead Sea team, right? So a lot of players are, once the patch finally went live, we're really excited about being able to see Magneto and Psylocke get some boosted stats here, and the fact that they're going to be usable. Players are looking forward to being able to use this mutant raid team. Now, they're not going to be complete until you get Archangel, but a lot of players are super excited about Dead Seed. I'm super excited about Dead Seed. Magneto is probably one of my favorite villains ever, right? In the MC, not in the MCU, in Marvel, right? From the comic book days, I really enjoyed the fact that he's getting a rework. He's going to be part of a useful team here in Marvel Strike Force. Now, there were some concerns, right? We were concerned about whether or not he's going to have good focus. Was it going to be enough for these Mutant Doom raids? And it looks as if, though, this is a stat table here. In terms of his focus, Magneto has the second highest focus in Marvel Strike Force. So, and a lot of that goes from his passive, where he's getting the extra 60% boosted focus in his passive. So Magneto is, I think he's going to be fine, right? To be able to land those blinds, be able to land the ability block. I think Magneto is going to be okay there. Also, I did a quick check on, let's say, Psylocke. We were also concerned about potentially what her focus would look like. Now, she's 25th on the list here in terms of focus. She is at, man, am I missing this? Where's her focus? Her focus is at, 19k, so it's not great, but keeping in mind that this is going to be boosted by 60% by Magneto, so that will put her in a better place to be able to be used. So when she transfers over those negative effects onto an enemy character or primary target, I think that's going to be okay. And then Dark Beast as well, we were also concerned about his focus also. He's not too far away from Psylocke, but of course getting that extra 60% boost will make this a little bit more in probably the top 10, top 12 range here. So I think, they've done well where that's concerned. Hoping to be able to use this team in 6.6 here for these Mutant Doom raids. Now, another thing that I kind of pulled out here, and this one is a data mine, and I wanted to talk about this because I actually think this is a pretty good thing for the entire community, or at least for endgame community, I think. So there's a data miner now for the Strike Pass and what's going to be coming here for the next Strike Pass after we're done with this Wong Strike Pass. And in season 22 here, we're going to be getting some Viv Vision. It says 22. This could be wrong. But I think I might have copied the wrong one. So yes, so no, the next season is gonna have Viv Vision shards for the next Strike Pass here, and it looks like they're gonna be adding another tier here, right? So if you can see this down here, based on these data mines, they're gonna be adding a Strike 4 tier, which is gonna be for commander levels 80 plus. Now, we don't know details on this, but I do believe that this could potentially be really good. Especially if we're going to be adding things like teal gear or maybe more uniques. The Strike Pass could actually become a little bit more purchasable. I know I have skipped the Strike Pass and the Battle Pass kind of on a consistent basis now because there's not really a lot of things that I need from them that I'm losing too much out on. So I don't really buy the Strike Pass anymore. But if they're going to be adding another tier here where they could probably add some more teal gear, make it more worthwhile, this could definitely be a good thing, I think, for the community, even I think on a free-to-play level as well, if that's the direction that you choose to go in. So I think that this could definitely be potential positive, in my opinion. We have to see, of course, how things are executed in the game to make that sort of assessment. Another data mine that popped up here too is that we're probably getting Pocket Dimension. Looks like we're gonna be getting Pocket Dimension here. Now it says based on the data mine that the Pocket Dimension trait is unknown. However, there are some really good characters that were listed, or some characters that are listed here, and I think a lot of people will have already put investment into that they can use in Pocket Dimension, right? So there's Thor, Jane, Sif, Heimdall, the full hero Asgardian team, and then we have Hela, who's also getting who just got a rework. By the way, Hela's rework and her kit, insane. The star of the team though is probably it's probably Greg, but we'll look at that a little bit later on. Loki, there's Iron Man down here, which you can't see. There's Hulk that's there too. So a lot of decent characters that I think that you'll be able to get some good usage out of. Using them here in these nodes. Now, the one thing that is a little bit of a concern is that they don't have a crazy amount of. You're gonna have to worry about some cooldown issues, right? Because some of these characters have really, really long cooldowns, but you may be able to mix and match with some characters that you're already building for meaningful content anyways. So I think this is gonna be pretty good if it's executed the right way, and if what I'm thinking is the right thing that's gonna happen here. This is also something else that was also in the data mine as well, which I think is going to be good for a lot of players too. The raid store, we saw in the preview update that we're going to be getting an update here to the raid store. This is what it's going to look like. So the raid store has been updated with more unique gear pieces. Orange gear, there's not going to be 12 slots for orange unique gear pieces. They'll be sold in bundles of 3 at a price of 2,700 raid credits. So I think this could be good. Now it says orange unique gear pieces, so I'm assuming that means it's probably your hero uniques, which are like your osmium, your aluminium, right? I'm thinking you're gonna be able to purchase that directly in the store, and then also some of your G14s and maybe G15 mini uniques. If that's the case, this definitely will help out. Of course, it's going to benefit more endgame players because a lot of us have a plethora of these raid credits just sitting around. I have like 360,000 of these, so I definitely have them available as long as the right pieces pop up in the store. They're also doing the same thing for purple gear. There's going to be 9 additional slots where you can also buy purple gear as well, and you're going to be able to. It's going to be 1,200 raid credits for 3 pieces of purple gear. So It's okay, I think, for a mid game. I think that you're probably still going to want to prioritize character shards or maybe opening up orbs. So maybe it's not as great, but I do still think that it is helpful moving forward if that's the direction that you want to go in for using your purple. Another thing though, I got to talk about my man Greg, which somebody said in chat here. Greg is now Gregory. It's based on sort of just his rework. So we didn't really get this information before ahead of time. And I'm going to take my camera off again and talk about Greg. So Greg got a rework here, and Greg is bananas. Like, he's good. Like, look at this passive here. So Undeath, heal the most injured ally, injured non-summoned Asgardian or Undying ally for 180% of this character's max health. He's already getting the speed bar whenever he dies. But then here, right, on war offense, if Iron Man Zombie is an ally, on turn, gain 1 ability energy. But then this is where it gets really stupid. On death, flip 2 negative effects into positive effects and apply immunity for all non-summoned Undying allies, which is just a game changer for sure. Like I said, this is the reason why Greg is no longer Greg. He's now Gregory. We got to give him some respect on his name. Ultimate or special ability here, on war offense, if Iron Man Zombie is an ally, clear revive once from the primary target. Like, why is Greg so OP, right? The tap for 2000% piercing, getting extra focus to be able to do this. So he's definitely going to be able to clear that revive once. Characters killed by this attack cannot be revived. Like, why is Greg so OP? I don't understand why Greg has gotten such a massive rework, but I like it. Hela has become so much more viable now, I think. Now, great, this is a war offense team, and we don't like the way that Zombie Iron Man is being released, but at least Hela and Greg got it going on. Right now, you do need Zombie Iron Man to make Greg as effective, but we'll tackle that conversation and story at sort of a different time. Another thing I wanted to talk about really quickly here, though, is in the store. So if you jump into the store right now, and let's say that you want to look at some of these, like let's say that you want to look at Arcane Magic, right, and see who needs this gear. Previously, before, you would only see characters that were only at G15 and were ready to go to G16, right? That's who you would see. That could use this gear. They've actually changed this to now where you're able to see all the characters, even future characters that don't have any sort of investment or gear in them. Now you can see that who will need that sort of gear piece in the future. I think this is a big quality of life change, or a nice little quality of life change in my opinion. I like this one. Nice little update. I don't know if it was mentioned in the release notes, but nice little update in my opinion. I like this direction that they're going in. Now let's shift over to some bad stuff here that we're going to talk about, man. I think this is oh, and somebody this is messaging in chat too, that in combat, if Zombie Iron Man dies, that Hela resurrects him. So there's that, right? Team is going to be really strong. But on the subject of Zombie Iron Man, I think if we're looking at the worst things from this patch, it's definitely Zombie Iron Man, right? Everything from the offers that are just super expensive, $100. Yes, you do get a 4-star, but then you can't get red stars on him by opening up your red star orbs. He's only available, and of course, it's not showing in my store right now, but he's only available with dark promo credits. I mean, geez, man, why would they go in this direction? He's not a legendary horseman character. He's not a character that you unlock through Dark Dimension or anything like that. Why is it that you can only get red stars on him by using dark promo credits? Now, on another note, Zombie Iron Man so far has shown for players who have purchased him and have used him at level 60 and gear tier 10. Players have shared with me that they've used them in matchups, and I wish I had saved the screenshots, but being able to beat Stormhold with Tangled Web, being able to beat, there was an image of like a gear of level 50, like a level 51 Iron Man Zombie with Hela being able to beat a 1 million uncanny team. So Zombie Iron Man is super powerful, probably doesn't need a lot of red stars on him in order for him to be effective. But this does feel, the release of Zombie Iron Man feels very scummy. And I'm not quite sure how well free-to-play players are going to be able to do with getting Zombie Iron Man, because one of the things that we took a look at here, you can actually see in the store right in MSF.gg right now. If you go to the database section here, you click on campaigns, there's going to be on the side, you'll see Trick or Treat. you know what, I'll do it while we're here in the video. But click on campaigns at msf.gg here. You scroll down and you click on this trick or treat campaign, which is where you're supposed to be able to get the undead orbs or undead genius orbs, right, to be able to open those up and get shards for Zombie Iron Man. If you look at some of these nodes right now, you look at the fragments that you're getting for completing these nodes, you're getting 45 fragments for it. It looks really, really low. I just don't know how well free-to-play players are going to be able to unlock it. Now, somebody did the math on this and said that it looks like you'll probably be able to get maybe 1 orb a day. Like, what are going to be the drops from that orb? There's so many more questions than there are answers right now in regards to how you can unlock Zombie Iron Man, and he seems so powerful, so important. For all we know, he could be great in War, but then also great in Cosmic Crucible, great in some really meaningful game modes. There is definitely going to be a concern if free-to-play players are not going to be able to unlock him. These fragments that you're getting from these campaigns right now don't look great. And for me personally, that's a little bit of a concern where that's concerned. So not looking forward. We're still going to need, the jury's out. We're going to need to take a look at what the event looks like. Well, today when you're watching the video, but for me it's tomorrow because I'm recording the video the day before. What the event looks like to then sort of make a decision as to whether or not, you know, like, can you really unlock him if you go to free-to-play route? Because we know that they've already told us already that there will not be offers for him after his initial release. He will not be going into the Ultimates, the Ultimates orb, the Mega Orbs. He will not be going there. Probably won't be available until sometime in 2023. We don't know exactly when that's going to be, so that definitely does feel kind of bad, and it's just really scummy, man. It's just a really bad way of kind of doing this. Now, another thing that is kind of bad is that we thought that we had some hopes that potentially we may not be getting another month-long event. Unfortunately, it looks like we are going to be getting one. We saw this data mine here, Contagion Corpse, where it talks about prepare for the Pestilence Scourge event and make first Panther progress with Vibranium meteorites doing this limited time event. So this is talking about preparing for Pestilence. There's going to be an event next month, but then it also mentions the first Panther progress, right? And then we're mentioning here the Vibranium meteorite, so similar to your spider splice genes and your previous sort of like monthly sort of currency that you need. Looks like we're probably going to be getting another month-long event here. Looks like it's going to be for Black Panther 1mm that we're going to be getting a month-long event for. So we thought that we were potentially going to be able to get away from this because we didn't really see much in the data mines for it, but it looks as if though this is definitely going to be coming back. So a little bit of a bummer, guys, where this is concerned. You know, this is another thing too that that we talked about before I even started recording this video here. But this also went out too. So Nakia is going to be released through an event campaign, and they mentioned this Dogs of War. If you plan on battling through the heroic difficulty, you will need a top squad of, it was originally just Wakandans, but then now they're saying that you're going to need a top squad of War Dogs. Like, just what the hell is that, right? So in order to be able to unlock Nakia, you have to unlock Nakia. Like, it's just to be able to do the heroic campaign, you have to unlock the character or spend by the character or whatever, or wait time to buy the character, to get the character for you to be able to get through the entire heroic difficulty. This, once again, like, I was originally okay with this when it was Wakandans, because you still had M'Baku, Killmonger, the other 3 characters, right? And of course you could then double down and use them in Scourge, so that they didn't really feel like the investment was going to be all for naught. But then now it's like, damn it, you got to use the War Dog team, so you have to unlock these characters. Some players won't even be able to unlock Black Panther 1mm until after until like the end of the month. So how is that going to work out for them to be able to do the heroic difficulty? So this to me is rather confusing. This is something that I think we need to talk to them about now and get them to sort of make this change to go back to Wakandans. That was better before. Also, I don't like this if this is going to be a continual trend. Like, this is not something I'm okay with and I'm cool with. They definitely need to make sure that they don't do this again. They're just, my opinion, like with Zombie Iron Man, with like this right here, I just like, it's opportunities for them to gain goodwill with the community, and then they just instead just want to just pork us, right, with this crap. And this is what gets frustrating for me. And I try to be positive. You guys know this already, but sometimes things like this are just asinine, you know, in a lot of ways. So what am I supposed to say? Like, oh man, like this is okay though. No, it's not okay. It's trash. It's not good, guys. So to me, this is bothersome. I don't know why they would do this. I know, well, actually, no, that's not true. I know why they would do this, money. But also there's a way to make money, but then also do right by your community or player base. You can do both things at the same times, guys. So to me, I hate this. Also, it's kind of a downer too that a lot of us were expecting that these hard nodes for these campaigns were gonna go live as soon as the patch went live. But these are here right now. If you jump in, they're saying that they're coming soon, so we're gonna have to wait for it. Also, it looks as if they've added some new characters. So we knew about Wong and Cersei, that they're going to be farmable in the new hard difficulty of the heroes and the villains campaign. But it also looks like Emma is going to be farmable in one of the hard nodes as well. So I guess that's like good, but it's also bad because this is a character that's been in the game for almost 2 years now, and she just got out of the milestone orb. Or she's still in the milestone orb, but she's not an exclusive in the milestone orb now, and then you're making her farmable in one of the later nodes in the game. I just pick a better character. Madeline Pryor is also going to be farmable in one of these hard node campaigns as well. I think that's okay. But why Emma? You know, why Emma? Why is it also not live yet? It's new content that a lot of players would have loved to have done on the day of, especially if you probably could take their minds a little bit off the crappy zombie Iron Man sort of shenanigans that you guys pulled as well. But that's it for me, guys. Man, we ended this on a bad note, huh? We went down. Maybe we should do the worst first and then go back to the best. Maybe it's better if we do the videos that way. But listen, appreciate you guys watching the video. What are your thoughts on what are the best and the worst of patch 6.5 here? Like, what could you pull out? Leave it in the comments. Want to hear that. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel here as well. Hit the notification bell so that you know when the videos do go live. Share the video, all that. It helps out the YouTube algorithm. Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate you guys. Until next time, y'all be blessed. Y'all be safe. Bye.